What's up, guys? TD here. I'm with my man, Michael Chandler. That's right. Mike and I just got done training. He's to have a huge fight here November 15th against Will Brooks, going for the Bellator Championship once again. My man Mike's been working hard. First off, before we get rolling, Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Just got done with a grueling workout. Mike's a little tired, and man, he was getting after it. So, what do you think about today's workout?
It was good. We're we're what 10 days out, so we didn't go too crazy, but we hit everything we needed to. You put me in a lot of pain and a lot of torture, like you always do, but not too much.
We've been going 18 weeks now. It's been nuts. Mike's got a great story, and here on November 15th, it's Saturday night here in San Diego. We have a huge crowd coming out to support Michael in his quest to regain that title. Mike, couple things. First off, before we talk about the fight, I do want to talk about the fight a little bit, but let's step back a second. How did you get into fighting? I mean, here you are, college wrestler. Tell me the story. Tell us the story.
It's pretty funny. I always talk how I've never really been in a street fight. I was never an aggressive kind of guy, but I wrestled, and then, two guys that I wrestled with, Ben Asker and Tyron Woodley, both graduated from Mizzou, and then started fighting, and I kind of just started toying around with it and kind of realized it looked like a fun way to make a living. It was a way to keep competing, keep doing this crazy stuff, and
fun way, like beating on other guys and all that stuff.
Just competing and really feeling alive. And I just didn't see myself going straight into the workforce, even though I got my degree, and I just didn't really pursue the workforce.
Now, I gotta admit, when I first saw MMA fighting years ago, it was probably 7 years ago when it started getting big, I was like, this is crazy, these dudes must be sick in the head. And the first guy I ever worked with, who you do some training down at his gym, Brandon Vera, it shocked me. Brandon was everything. Yes, sir, no, sir, yes, coach, no, coach. And it was amazing that the martial arts side really shone through. And many years later, now working with Michael, the discipline, the hard work, the respect that these guys have really is amazing. And I commend you on the work ethic, the discipline, and what you're doing, not only in the octagon and what you're doing there, but also off the field, so to speak. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it is different. Like I said, I'm not a hostile person. I don't like confrontation. And when I first got into the sport, I was like, okay, here we go. The guys that I'm going to be training with, they're cussing, spitting, fighting, just these mean guys. But really, they're just like your normal average guys. It's just like your quarterback. It's just like your linebacker. It's just like your normal athlete. The first fights that you saw 10, 20 years ago, yeah, it was definitely some barroom brawlers. Those guys who were like, okay, I want to make a paycheck and knock people's teeth out. But now, you see me, I'm not just continuing to try to become the best mixed martial artist I can, but the best athlete I can, which is why I sought out your training and that kind of stuff, trying to take my game to the next level and really just love the sport of it, love the competition aspect. And at the end of the day, it's about breaking guys and beating guys up in a cage, but it's so much more pure than that, and it's just that pure competition that we love, and the discipline and the hard work.
Now I know you're recently married too. What does your wife say about all this? Does she support your endeavor to beat other men up for a living?
She does. She does actually. She's feisty. She's she was a couple sport athlete and had college offers and all that kind of stuff. She's a heck of a competitor. She might even be more of a competitor than I am. So she definitely gets into it, and she had never seen a fight before we got together, which was good. And right when I fought a fight right before we got together, I sent her the link after we started kind of talking and stuff, and that was the first fight that she'd ever seen. And then now we're 3 fights deep, and I've put her through the ringer. I've had 25-minute grueling back and forth battles where I'm bloody and I'm beaten up, and then I've had the 45-second one-punch knockouts and get in and get out. So I've definitely put her through the ringer, but she's a trooper and she hangs in there.
I love it, and congratulations again on the wedding.
Thank
you. You shared here that when you started training here at Fitness Quest 10, 18 weeks ago. What brought you here? You had an interesting path to get here. What was it that made you want to come up to Fitness Quest 10?
For me, it was, for the first time in my life, I knew I woke up and I just felt horrible. I had some nagging injuries, back issues and hip issues and leg issues, and honestly, following one of your guys, Drew Brees, on Twitter, and kind of saw where he was working out, and I was like, who's this Todd Durkin guy? And then just seeing this on the web, seeing your Fitness Quest 10 website, seeing the videos that you post, just the motivation aspect of it, and seeing people come in here. It doesn't matter if you're 10 years old or 100 years old, people are coming in here and they get better, whether they have injuries or whether they're just out of shape and they want to get in shape, or they're in shape and they want to get in even better shape. So I was just kind of looked at it, and I realized, you know, just by hearing you talk and the things that you were saying, and just the overall attitude of everybody here at the staff, I was like, these are the kind of people I want to surround myself with, because that's kind of how I've made my living. That's how I've gotten to where I am. Is if you want to be the best, you have to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who you're only as motivated as the average of your 5 most motivated friends and that kind of stuff. So that's
it sounds familiar, right?
Exactly. You know, so it really is. That's really what life is all about, and it doesn't matter what you have to go through to get there. I didn't care. I said I don't care how far I have to drive, what I have to do, what I have to sacrifice, how many hours I have to put in. I'm going to train at that gym. I'm going to train under that guy, and I'm going to be around these people, because that's what's going to make me the best. And here I am, a couple months later. I feel like I'm 18 years old again and ready to go out there and win a belt.
I like hearing that. And if you had to say like 3 or 4 words that would describe your last 18 weeks of training, what would be some words that you would use? And let's keep it
PG. I mean, starting on the positive note, I mean, inspiring. You know, I think, you know, just like as we look back here, there's people who come here just excited about getting better and excited about taking their fitness to the next level. And me personally, I feel like I've become such a better athlete over these last couple months. So I'm just inspired to get better. I've seen the gains that I've made, and I know I've only just scratching the surface, and I'm going to get so much better. Painful, you know, like I had told you, a pretty interesting fact is I've gone through the hardest wrestling practices. I've gone through the hardest strength and conditioning workouts, I thought, in wrestling, and been dizzy and almost passed out on the wrestling mats and those kinds of things. But coming here, it was the first time I ever puked. You know, I came here, my first 2 workouts, I actually walked out that back door, turned the corner real quick and puked in the grass, wiped my mouth, came back in and finished my workout. But, you know, so painful, you know, inspiring, and just you know, I don't know what else to say, but just I just feel so much more fulfilled too. I think is another good word, fulfilled. I think I believe in what I'm training every single time I step in through these doors, that I'm going to get better, that I'm going to hear the right things from you, from the rest of the staff. All the equipment is going to give me the best, put me in the best situation possible to become the best I can. So
I think it's one thing to say you want to be the best, another thing to work that way. I talk about that all the time. Is, you know, working with a lot of elite athletes and elite clients that are just fitness enthusiasts, is, you know, when you say you want to be great, are you willing to pay the price to be great? You're what you're eating, what you're drinking, who you're hanging out with, all these little things count. One thing that you've done a phenomenal job with in this training camp is really being disciplined about doing all the little things, about, you know, your food, your supplementation, your rehab, your recovery, the implementation of the body work and massage. I mean, all those things are little things that help pay off on that stuff. I still want to know, like, every time I challenge you to go into, you know, the cage and fight, I want to fight, and you're like, you don't want to fight me. Are you scared of me?
You got that old man strength. I'm still trying to get, you know the thing they call old man strength? Old man strength. I'm trying to get it. I'm hoping when I hit my 30th birthday, I'm going to get that old man strength.
I'm trying to challenge Michael, and he will not step into the cage with me.
Maybe after November 15th. After I get the belt back, we'll put the belt up there.
We'll put the belt in. We'll
do a cage match out here in the middle.
Cage match. But tell me a little bit more about you as far as your training. Let's share with our friends here. Workouts. One of the most important things we always talk about is nutrition.
Yeah.
Favorite, if you could share your favorite post-workout meal.
Something balanced. I love, you know, I'm just a big chicken, rice, and veggies kind of guy. You know, it's when people go on their diets, it's what they always get fed. Oh, I got to eat chicken and veggies and rice again. But for me, I love that kind of stuff. It's just, it's clean, it's good. You get your carbs, you get your proteins, you get your veggies, your greens, and you know, like you and I, we always joke about Chipotle. I love Chipotle. You know, Chipotle's got the rice, it's got the beans, got the chicken, got all that kind of stuff. So whether you got to get it at a place like Chipotle or you make it homemade,
he's trying to get it to go
yeah,
Chipotle.
What the heck? I don't know. That's literally blows my mind. But anyways, chicken, rice, veggies, or, you know, obviously pizza's a little far off the spectrum. But if I had a guilty pleasure, it would be pizza.
And the night you win the title, what would be like the perfect like cheat meal for you? Like,
the cheat meal?
I can't wait to have, like, for me, it's pizza.
I think it definitely is pizza. That's why I was saying off the grid a little bit, like when I can kind of loosen my belt up and you know, not be 155 pounds. I think I would go pizza, and I'm a big Papa John's pizza guy. Actually, I love Papa John's.
Dipping it with that little garlic.
Dipping with the garlic sauce.
I've done that since my college days.
I do love Papa John's.
We talk so nutrition. Huge aspect of performance at any level, any occupation, especially a world-class athlete, is the mental preparation. What will you do leading up to your fight now mentally to prepare yourself for the fight?
I've changed so many things, and I've gotten so much better at this. Whenever you and I sat here at this desk, a couple months ago, we sat there and you talked to me about mental preparation, and I didn't really have much to tell you. I imagine myself winning. I imagine things going well, but the actual routine of us, of you and I talking about when you actually get to the arena, when you smell the arena, you feel the cage underneath your feet, you see your coaches, you see you actually having success in the cage, your combinations working, your double legs working, your takedowns working, those kinds of things. But the biggest thing I always talk about, people always ask me what's going through your mind when you step in the cage. Literally the only thing that's going through my mind, which not a lot, I don't try to overwhelm myself with thoughts, but just that I'm prepared. I really do have that confidence in my training, in my coaches and my training partners, the guys that I've bled with and sweated with over these last couple months, and all the crazy workouts that we've done in here. I believe in that, and I believe that what I've done is more and better than what my opponent has done. And just from here on out, all the hay's in the barn. We just did one of our last really hard workouts, and it's all about just smooth sailing.
So when you visualize now, November 15th, Saturday night, I know we stepped through this step by step, but how do you visualize the outcome?
Just I definitely want to finish the fight. I think this is definitely a fight that I finish. I've finished 71% of my fights or whatever it is, so it's up there. I've been on a 2-fight non-finishing streak, so I gotta go out there and put a stamp on this fight. I think if I put my hands on him, I can knock him out, drop him to the ground, and if I don't knock him out, lock up a choke or something, and get out and celebrate. Enjoy the friends and family who came out and that kind of stuff.
I love hearing that. I can't wait. Yeah. Can't wait to the 15th. All that hard work. We talk about trusting the preparation, the process. It's kind of like if someone, you want to lose 50 pounds, you got to fall in love with the process and then trust your preparation so you can go out there and do what you need to do and achieve those goals. Let's talk outside of the fight here for a couple last questions. Number one, if there's anything in life that you fear, what is it?
I'm not afraid of a lot of things. I mean, obviously I have fears of, spiders or a snake if I see that kind of stuff. But I think my biggest fear, is really not living up to my full potential. I think when we sat here and you asked me what makes me tick, why do I fight? It's really the fact that I wake up every morning feeling so blessed that I'm even able to do what I do, and to sacrifice the gifts that I've been given. That's like literally the biggest tragedy that could ever happen. And that's why we train so hard in here. That's why I sought out you yourself. That's why I moved out here to San Diego. I was in Missouri where I wasn't able to train as much in the MMA aspect. I moved to Las Vegas and it was good for a couple years, but then training people kind of moved and coaches kind of left and that kind of stuff. And I needed to seek out the best, put myself in the best situation possible because of these gifts that I've been given, these blessings that I've been given, to be able to do what I do. And I only have a short window of opportunity to do it. And I'm going to be 35 before you know it, and then 40 before you know it. If I'm still fighting, I'm still fighting. If I'm not, I'm going to look back and say, what did I do with all these days that I have leading up to that day? And so my biggest fear is not living up to my full potential, and that's why I'm glad I have you and all the rest of my coaches and training partners to push me like I do.
You're doing a great job doing that. Last question, and I love ending my interviews with this question because it really is the totality of life. Your legacy. And you think about it, I know you just got married, you and Bree, and in so many ways your life's in front of you, and you're in such a great time of your life right now. But if you think about your legacy, what you want to be remembered for, what is your legacy all about? If you could think that.
Yeah, it's it is something that I think about quite often, and I think that's a lot of us need to kind of be in tune with that, and realizing that every single day that goes by, we're either moving forward or we're moving backwards, and I always want to be moving forward, and eventually when I'm dead and gone, I just wanted people to say that he was a good, honest man, and he went for everything as hard as he possibly could. If I'm going to be a mixed martial artist, I'm going to be not average. I'm going to try to become the best in the entire world, and in doing so, by people seeing how hard I train, by people seeing the things that I do, the way I conduct myself with integrity, with honor, and just trying to be the best man that I possibly can be. by becoming the best man that I possibly can be, everything else is going to kind of take care of itself. So that's really what kind of makes me tick. And you know, we're all human, but at the end of the day, you want to just that constant quest for trying to become a better man, a better woman, a better human. And you know, someday I'll be dead and gone, and I hope they say good things about me. Right?
Well, I think one of the best things about you is you're a man of faith, and everything that you do, the way you walk and what you do outside in the community and how you talk to the kids, a great role model and example for these young men and women out there. I know you have tremendous appreciation and respect for the military on that stuff, and you're always giving back. So thank you for what you do on a larger scale on that. Guys, that's my man Michael Chandler. You can find him on Twitter, on Instagram. What's it, at Michael Chandler MMA, right?
Mike Chandler
Mike
MMA.
Chandler MMA. Check it out. He's always on there on that stuff. It's a Spike TV event, November 15th. You'll see Michael out there against Will Brooks, trying to regain that title back. But thanks for spending a few minutes with us. And remember, every single thing that you do, you always have to train hard to get to where you want to go. And Michael's a great example of what it takes, is because 18 weeks ago, he certainly wasn't where he is today. He wasn't ready to fight. And as he goes into this fight here on the 15th of November, a Saturday night here in San Diego, and it'll be nationally televised, you can bet your bottom dollar he'll be back in that back room knowing that he did every single thing possible that he could do in his own power to be prepared for that fight. And I know every single one of us, we're on our own little fight, right? Maybe it's not the 15th, but every single day we've got fights going on. Use the lessons you learned from Michael of training hard, eating right, supplementing, take care of your body, surround yourself with great people that can help empower your mind. You know, when you talk about a world champion, and Michael's a world champion, what it takes to be great. All of us have the ability to choose who we hang out with, what we eat, how we train, who we train with. And I really encourage you to continue to train hard and eat right and live inspired as well. So without further ado, Michael, it's time to go rest.
Yes,
Recover from a phenomenal workout today. Guys, I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. If not, look for me. I'll be ringside. I'll have a hoodie on. And Michael knows if I got that hoodie on, that gray UA hoodie,
it's go
what
time.
that means. It's go time.
It's
so
go
if you see
time.
someone with a gray hoodie on, it's me giving him a little signal of like, it's time, baby. Peace, we out.